Hello, dear collectors. I hope you are doing well today. Today we will discuss a little bit about the censored postal objects, the letters, covers, postal stationaries, and all other objects of postal communication that bear a censorship mark. So what is actually censorship? That was a process of searching for banned or prohibited agenda. Uh, it was a prohibition or suppression of any part of the media or communication in the media. I mean, like books, news, movies, or written communication, like in these examples. So that suppression of the parts was conducted on the basis of unacceptable material. Either it was politically unacceptable or the threat to national security. The censor is the official who is conducting this investigation. He has left several marks on these postal objects that we can see here. Word comes from the ancient Roman Empire, actually, where censor was either of two magistrates who held census and supervised public morals. So this is why the suppression comes from the media that was considered unacceptable. We can see several different types of the censorship here. So I would like to first start with this Turkish, actually Ottoman, postal cover from Smyrna, traveling to Switzerland. We can see here postal cancels. We can see that this postal cover is surcharged. That means that 2 additional stamps were glued and canceled on it. And you can see this black censorship mark from the Turkish or Ottoman censor. On the other side, you can see a red label where the letter was opened and the content of the letter was inspected. So after the content was inspected, the censor placed a label and sealed the letter again. So this is the first example how the censorship mark or censorship cancel can look like. We can see here on this postal stationery from Ottoman Empire how there are several censorship marks. So this postal stationery or postal card is multi-censored. Now we can see first the censorship mark of the Ottoman Empire, the same one that we saw on the previous cover. This one, this stationery went to Austria, as we can see, and it was double censored in Austria. You can see the censuriert, K und K, that means it is from the Austro-Hungarian Empire, censorship. And you can also see the local K und K censorship on the left side from the city of Feldkirch. The other one example that I want to show you, how the censorship can look like, you can see this Bulgarian old postal card, also sent to Austria. As we saw on a previous postal card or stationery, the censorship mark from Feldkirch city, we can see on this one a censorship mark from the Vienna, because this postal stationery traveled to Vienna. Then a little bit more complicated examples. So this is the postal stationery that traveled from Sarajevo. In that time, the state of SHS, of the Serbs, Croats, and Slovenes. We can see the 1919 postal cancel Sarajevo on the Feldpostkarte. So that means that this is a military field postal card from the Austro-Hungarian Empire that was used as a provisional or provisory stationery in the newly formed state of SHS. You can see the black mark of the military censor in Sarajevo. It is actually written in Cyrillic letters. It says that it was checked by the military censor in Sarajevo. The other example is from the Kingdom of SHS. So it's all actually like a former Yugoslavia. You can see this is the postal stationery that was also before a Hungarian field post military card. It was overprinted with these small quadrants or cubes. And we can see here in blue, again, a postal censor sign that was placed probably in Zagreb, as we can see that the Zagreb cancel is here. The year is 1919. On the other example, we can see this postal cover letter from Bosnia. It is a small postal office of Zaric, I'm not sure, by Sarajevo. And there is a different type of censorship cancel here, where this also says pregledano, that means examined, and vojna cenzura, military censor. On the back side, there is a sender address that we mentioned in the previous video. It's very important to look at every cover. The next one I want to show you, we are traveling in the year 1941. So this was well in the World War II already. It's a little bit before there was a German occupation of Yugoslavia. And we can see this cover that was censored on the side by the German censorship. It has a label because it was opened. There was the examining or inspection of the content of the letter. And when it was examined, it was sealed with this label, and the cancel was placed, OKW. The next one I want to show you, it is something similar from the World War II period. So this is the postal stationery that was surcharged. The additional stamps were applied. And it traveled from Bulgaria to Wien in Austria, but here it's written Germany. As you can see, this postal card has multiple censorship marks. So the first one that we see immediately, you can see the German Reich censorship Oberkommando der Wehrmacht, the higher command of Wehrmacht, of German military. Geprüft, that means it is validated. Or are inspected, and you can see several smaller postal censor marks in the type of numbers. So this has been examined by the several censors during the trip from let's say Sofia in 1942 to Vienna in Austria. The next one I want to show you, it's also from the Second World War period. So this postal stationery comes from Belgrade, from Serbia, during the German occupation in 1943. It has few Cinderellas applied with the postal cancel, and we can see in the lower part censorship that was performed in Serbia. You can see the cancel censored, and the lower one written in Cyrillic letters, 101/BGD, that would be from Belgrade. This is a very nice postal object. The next one that I want to show you, it is post-World War II. So this is the postal cover sent from Užice in the March 1945. It bears a Yugoslavian partisan, or let's say Democratic Federative Yugoslavia overprints on the stamps that were used during the German occupation of Serbia. That cover traveled from Užice in the central Serbia to Belgrade. And we can see on the side there is again censor label on the place where the letter was opened. And on the back side we can follow it firmly here. Yeah. So we can see the incoming cancel of Belgrade and the transit cancel of Čačak. Also quite a nice postal cover from the very end of the World War II. And the last one I want to show you is the Romanian cover, or let's say this is a Romanian stationery postal card, traveled in 1946 to Germany. You can see in the lower left part there is a US civil censorship cancel, and just below you can see American zone. This is from 1946, where Germany was already divided into the occupation zones. There was an American zone, Soviet zone, British zone, and also French zone. So this one traveled to Frankfurt am Main, which was in the American zone. It was read and passed by the US civil censor in Germany, and it's a very nice postal object with let's say historical significance. Well, thank you very much for looking. In the next video I will show some different Croatian World War II postal object with local censorship that was performed in NDH. Please subscribe to our channel, click the like button, and enjoy us. Thank you.